Hey guys, Jason Nedved here with Nedved Precision Shooting. I got a few rounds here for the 6 Dasher, and I want to go over the importance of having a balanced rifle to be able to see those impacts and to follow up on a shot. So it is a windy day here in South Dakota, but let's take a look here. So we got the 600-yard target right here. We're going to aim straight at it, even though if we look at the grass here, it is left to right. I can feel it on my face, left to right. If you look at the grass out here, it is left to right. So let's aim at this target with 0 wind, and let's see where that splashes at. And notice recoil management, because that's what's going to get us that follow-up shot. Goodness gracious, there we go. I haven't tuned these mags for this yet. So let's aim straight up and try to see where that impact is at and where we need to hold next. So that went way over here. So if we look, we got about 1.5 mil of wind. So let's send another one with about 1.5 mil of wind. There you go. And then if you watch that impact, you can see it was down right here, a little low and a little left. So what that would mean is we need probably 1.4. I'd probably bracket it right there and send it. But let's keep that in mind on our different positions. But that's why it's important on prone or up there on a barricade, that first shot, getting that reading, that recoil management, and seeing where we're at. So I'm going to transition over to the barricade, and we're going to do it without tripod rear and with tripod rear, and watch the recoil management that I have right now. All right, so now we're on this barricade, just a PRS barricade. I'm pressed into it. I got my pro plate on, medium heavy fill. And let's just see my recoil management. I haven't shot off of this for a while, so let's see. Make sure we're level. We said about 1.5 mil, bracket it. So you got to watch that recoil management, because we've seen that splash go a little bit low and to the right. So what you got to make sure is you got to believe your dope is right? So we just got to say, hey, do we need more wind, less wind? It looked like it was right there. So we're just going to add the 1.5 again, because I bracketed a little less. Let's see if I can get around in here. They're diving in. There we go. Let's do the 1.5. And you got to believe in your trigger press too. There we go. So it's just our 1.5. Okay, and we've seen how much recoil we had with those. Let's do one more and just watch the recoil management I got. Oh, that was me. I pulled that low. But just watching the recoil of it, okay? So let me grab, I still got a round in there. So a lot of people use tripod rear. Sorry if this is going to be in my face, but you reach in between your tripod here, and then with your left hand, you support that on your tripod, and just kind of wedge your rifle in there and get as close as you can to that target. And we'll watch the recoil management here. So 1.5. See how much that recoiled versus what it did before? And then being able to keep your eyes on that target. It just pushed over because I was leaned over into the bipod or the tripod here. So just having that is a huge deal. So what I do, and what a lot of other guys do, I assume, is when you get your first shot, you always see I press and hold that first shot and then I'll rush through the rest. You want to make sure your first shot, your wind call is good. So using this, even for your first shot, to see where that miss is or where that impact is, to make sure your wind call is good, and then ditch it and then just run the rest of it. I've done that before. That is a very smart move. But you can run it the whole way if you want to have that support. But usually for your first shot, first 2 shots, you want to make sure you're super steady, able to follow up on that shot or see that shot, know where it's at, and then continue on. Because if you miss that first shot, and your recoil management wasn't there and you don't know where you missed, I've done that before in Oklahoma, it sucks because it's like I was not on a steady barricade. I shot, the gun recoiled, I didn't have good recoil management, I missed. No idea if it was off right, off left, if I had a bad squeeze. Usually you know if you had a bad squeeze, but when you got 90 seconds to shoot a stage, it can get a little stressful. So just those kinds of things keep in mind, but always be careful of that first shot and trying to track where that's at. I talked a little bit about the balance of the rifle at the beginning. Having a balanced rifle, I have mine a little rear heavy, just barely rear heavy. If you look here, my rifle's pretty well balanced on that plate. When I press in, I hook my thumb up here and I got a lot of weight on this hand here to look through here and get myself steady on there. So it's not my cheek on here, it's not my shoulder on here. You see that gap here, and I'm still able to hold on that target. That's where I'm manipulating the rifle, is right here, and that's where that recoil management is at for me. But when you're using your tripod as rear, this part of my thumb grips into that chassis, and I grab these 4 fingers, grab that tripod. So that tripod comes in, squeezes in, I get on target, and then you're locked right there, okay? So those are the 2 methods. Like I said, you can run that the whole way. Try your recoil management if you're pressed on time. But like I said, those first shots are the most important, keeping you on target. But this is also the new Dauntless. You can see as I push it, the legs don't cave in, pushing and pulling. So got these on the website, it'll link down below. Very, very handy, very stable as you just seen. So just keep a few of those things in mind. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put down below, and we'll see you guys at the range. Thanks, guys. We're diving in.